Versatile Mage. Chapter 74. 3 years. This wasn't the first time Mo Fan had heard of the underground holy spring. It seemed that the one-eyed magic wolf from before had stolen energy from the underground holy spring and had almost evolved into an even higher rank. From that alone, it was clear the underground holy spring was Bow City's heavenly treasure, so valuable that even magical beasts would sneak into human territory to steal it. Our Bow City naturally has some special resources, but they are specially reserved for those on the verge of entering magic universities. Unfortunately, the underground holy spring is extremely limited. We can only open it up for one student every once in a while. This student isn't just chosen from a school, the magic clans and ancestral families also fight for the spot, Principal Zhu said. After hearing this, Deng Kai gave a bitter smile. Principal Zhu, we haven't had the qualifications to take that spot for many years. It always seems to be taken by the disciples of the clans and families. That's not surprising. The ancestral families and clans can focus all their resources into one outstanding disciple. The nurturing and training they provide isn't something our egalitarian school can compete with. Principal Zhu spoke calmly. It seemed he was already indifferent to the matter. Mo Fan, the outcome of this battle isn't something you need to dwell on. Experiencing the might of a disciple from an ancestral family is also good. It will help you stay calmer on the path of cultivation and work harder. As for the Mu family's revenge, that's nothing you need to worry about. Once you enter a magic university, they won't be able to touch you so easily. If you remain in Bow City, we'll still be willing to nurture you, Deng Kai said. Mo Fan felt moved after hearing the two teachers' words. No wonder Principal Zhu and Deng Kai were so respected by students and parents alike. They clearly stood on the side of common students, willing to protect them even against the ancestral families and clans. People like them were rare. Many public school directors would try to curry favor with the powerful instead. All right, the competition is the day after tomorrow. Adjust your mindset and do your best. Even if defeating Yu Ang, nurtured by the Mu family, is impossible, this duel is still an opportunity. It's not every day you can perform before so many important people of Bow City, Principal Zhu continued. Even after you enter a university, a magician's advancement requires a large amount of resources. If you can find someone influential to watch over you and subsidize you, you'll be much better off. The competition in magic universities is even fiercer. Without support, you'll struggle against students with stronger backing, Principal Zhu advised. The two teachers weren't speaking empty words. They were giving Mo Fan the answers to future challenges, hoping he'd understand that the magician's path was far from simple. Mo Fan once again thanked them. The time passed quickly. Over at the Mu family manor, drums and gongs were beating loudly. Mo Fan walked out of the school, tilted his head toward the sky, and sighed. Shit, 3 years have gone by so fast. Soon, he would leave through this school gate for the last time. 3 years ago, he had walked out of middle school. Now, 3 years later, he was on the verge of leaving high school. The school gates were crowded with cars, here to pick up their mage children. The school had granted 10 days of self-cultivation before the Magic High exams. But before the exams, Mo Fan still had his duel. In truth, he had been waiting far too long for this day. He could not forget Mu's arrogant attitude when seizing their family house, nor his father Mo Jiaxing's helpless expression that had pierced his heart. He would never forget Mu Juan's condescension from 2 years ago, how he had treated them like dogs, driving them out, then later tossing them a bone, and expecting Mo Fan to come running back. Was he born just to be controlled by the tyrannical and arrogant? No one was born to be someone else's slave, unless they willingly licked their master's boots. The Mo Fan of yesterday had been nothing, a clown at the bottom. But tomorrow, he would step into the Mu family's gates and, with the strength he had painstakingly cultivated, defeat their carefully nurtured disciple, proving that even a spark could start a great fire. Mo Fan, A familiar middle-aged man called out. "Father, how come you're here?" Mo Fan asked in surprise. "I heard the school's giving you a self-study holiday, so I came to pick you up." Mo Jiaxing grinned, showing his clean white teeth. The scene felt like 3 years ago, when Mo Fan had failed his exams. Back then, the gates had also been crowded with cars, and his father had waited for him in the sweltering heat. The difference was that Mo Jiaxing was now more tanned and thinner, proof that he had been working tirelessly for the family these past 3 years. Another difference was that Mo Fan had gone from a lagging student to a magician wielding both lightning and fire. At the very least, he was now worthy of the sacrifice his father had made by sending him to magic school without hesitation. "Father, you don't have to work so hard. Didn't I transfer some money to you?" Mo Fan said, feeling guilty seeing his father's tanned face. "You keep your money. A magician needs a lot of it. I heard from some old mages in the stronghold about something called a Stardust magic tool. It can increase your cultivation speed. I'll try to raise money to buy you one, so you'll have something when you enter university. Otherwise, how will you compete with those kids from the big cities?" Mo Jiaxing said with a smile. Mo Fan was momentarily speechless. Magic had replaced science, but Mo Jiaxing was still the same as any father, pure and straightforward. "Don't worry, the school has already provided me with one. Use that money to look for a house with little aunt. You don't have to buy, just rent for now," Mo Fan said. This year, Mo Fan had hunted several beasts, earning commissions of 120 to 130 KRMB. It wasn't enough to buy magic equipment or tools, but it was enough for his father to rest a little and relieve some financial pressure. In truth, Mo Fan didn't know how to tell his father that a Stardust magic tool was incredibly expensive. Not something you could buy with a few years of hard work, but something most people couldn't afford in a lifetime. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.